What's up, everybody? My name is Leon, and I am back to give you guys another quick and dirty paperback horror novel review. Today we are looking at Orphans by Ed Naha. This one was published in 1989 by Dell, and this came at the tail end of the horror boom. At this point, 1989, the market was absolutely flooded with these trashy, pulpy paperbacks. You know, they just couldn't fit them on the shelves. They were getting sent back to publishers. And eventually, this oversaturation led to the whole collapse. And it was partly crap like this that did it. This book, very breezy. You know, it's about 185 pages. It's basically the literary equivalent to an 84-minute movie that you would rent on VHS back in the day. I'll go ahead and read the synopsis as usual to give you guys a sense of the plot. It was a beautiful autumn night in a tiny upstate New York town. Everything was picture perfect except for the children. The first graders at the exclusive Roth school had apple cheeks, innocent smiles, and hearts of pure evil. And day by day, as the children acquired superhuman strength, as they developed strange, unnatural desires, that evil grew. Pretty young Kate Winston felt something terribly wrong from the moment she drove out into the town of Belleville. Something in the thick, blinding fog seemed to be reaching out for her. Something like a shadow seemed to be closing in behind her. She had come to teach, but she couldn't stop the horror that made her blood run cold. She couldn't stop the long, agonizing scream that tore from her throat. She couldn't stop the children or the terrible things they were destined to do. So in this book we have Kate Winston. She's a New York City teacher who gets fed up with teaching in the Big Apple. She gets tired of losing her students to gang violence, and so she decides she needs a change of atmosphere. There's an opening up in a school in a tiny bucolic town in upstate New York. The previous teacher mysteriously vanished, but she's happy to take the job. So she goes up there and works for this Roth school. Basically, the Roth Institute is this huge outfit that kind of prevails over the entire town. And so this school, this private school, has a total of maybe 10 students that go there, all kindergarten or first graders. And she starts teaching them. It doesn't take long for her to notice some strange things in this town. First of all, it's foggy as hell. The fog is like never ending. It's just like this boiling, cumulus-like fog. You can't see, anything in front of you. You can't see anything behind you. It's just insane. Shadowy forms are seen lurking in the fog. Talons are spotted in the fog, which is very strange. Disappearances start happening. And not to mention the children themselves. Her students seem very odd. They don't seem like 7-year-olds. They seem oddly mature, sort of jaded, a little cold, cruel, if I dare say evil. They seem a little evil. So Kate's a little, suspicious. What's going on? Where are these people vanishing? Why are these children acting so weird? She does a little sleuthing with a reporter friend she makes who shares her boarding house with her. And they come to discover that all of the children that Kate is teaching are adopted, or should I say orphans. Their biological parents had worked for this Roth Institute back in the day, and they had taken part in a top secret government research program. Now, I love that. That's one of these 80s trope, the top secret government research program. This one happened to be something that the senior Roth, the guy who owned it, this institute or ran it before, had been developing a neurotoxin a neurotoxin, a kind of a brain poison that he was giving the parents who had volunteered, given them this neurotoxin to see how it would stimulate their senses. This was a military research program. So the idea is you take it and everything gets heightened. You have a heightened sense of smell, a heightened sense of taste, and quicker physical reflexes and all that good stuff. Of course, it ended up going terribly awry. Everyone who took this thing just had like this sensory overload. They couldn't like manage the world at all. And they died. You know, the men died immediately. The women, they got pregnant, and then they didn't die until childbirth. So they were able to deliver their babies before giving up the ghost. And all those babies, those orphans, were basically provided foster parents by the Roth Institute. And you know, things seem to be going okay until recently now, you know? And basically, what Kate discovers in this book is that those biological parents that had died and were buried, the neurotoxin that they were given allowed a small part of their brains to remain alive even after death. Now, also, the kids have a little bit of that in their brains too, because they're the product of the parents who had the neurotoxin. The kids have that, and that's why the kids are acting a little strange. And the kids form a kind of psychic link with their dead parents. And they send energy to their dead parents and reanimate the corpses of the dead parents, who kind of come alive, and they are the shadows that have been lurking in the fog. But it's kind of weird because in the beginning of the book, you get the sense that these are like literally like shadows in the fog with talons. And then you find out, wait a minute, there's zombies? Like, what the hell? But anyway, so these shadowy, menacing things that have been abducting people are actually the reanimated corpses of the biological parents who want to avenge, or they want to get revenge on the town and the Roth Institute for, you know, making them take part in this experiment and killing them and not letting them have their children. And the children, of course, are totally evil, and they want to be reunited with their dead parents. So they're like feeding this all along. And yeah, so very crazy and stupid plot, but it's a fast read, and the finale in the cemetery is fucking nuts. It's just insane. Yeah, I don't know what more is there to say. You know, I did like. It's written at about a 5th or 6th grade reading level, so you know there is that. You're not going to tax your brain. You're not going to be stopping to like run to the dictionary every 5 minutes. You can just sit back, completely shut your brain off. In fact, when you read a book like this, you probably should shut your brain off. You don't want to think too hard, because then you're going to see that it doesn't make any sense at all. But, you know, fun, that's the operative word here. With a lot of these books, the one thing I can say about it, this one was not dull. It did not bore me, so I have to give it credit for that. And, yeah, you know, if you found this thing for like 50 cents or $1 or even $2, I would say go ahead and pick it up, you know? It's a fun, like I said, it's the equivalent of like an 84-minute movie, and it would probably take you about that long to read it anyway. So don't pay more than the price of a VHS rental from 1989. How about that? So I don't know, what was that? I was really young then. Maybe that's like $2 or $3. I wouldn't go more than like $3 on this one. But if you find it, you come across it at a thrift store or a secondhand shop, you know, pick it up. I mean, that cover is ludicrous and wonderfully cheesy. But yeah, that is Orphans by Ed Naha, published in 1989 by Dell. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, don't forget to, you know, like this video if you like this kind of thing. You know, if you want to keep seeing more of this stuff, subscribe. I'm going to try to try to keep it up for a little while longer. We'll see. I mean, I have a lot of books, and it's kind of fun to babble about them. So yeah, there is that. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.